Welcome to your astrology transit magic moon message. This is the peace dealer. And the moon is in Capricorn and the sun is in Sagittarius. Okay. We are coming into a 30-degree angle of the sun and moon, manifesting the new vision and magic that has all sorts of people with Mercury retrograde saying all sorts of things they will take back or regret. Okay, I think a classic case of Mercury retrograde is back during May when we had Mercury retrograde, I think in Aries, and someone had put out a track, and by the time Mercury went direct, they took the track down. They were forced to. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Like that whole theme doesn't change with Mercury retrogrades. That doesn't mean you have to wait until, you don't have to get too technical and nerdy with it. Like, oh, I don't want to travel during a retro. You might as well. Don't be waiting before the retrograde. Just read the contract extra careful. That's it. Okay, the sun in Sagittarius is getting ready to oppose its ruler, Jupiter. We have Gemini's OG in Sag, and we have Sagittarius's OG in Gemini. And that's a big deal. Okay, imagine the OG of your own hood is in your op's hood. Let me break this down. Okay, Gemini's op is Sagittarius. Sagittarius's op is Gemini. Okay, Gemini is the individual thought that says something and the whole collective, Sagittarius, pounces on that Gemini. Like, you think Hitler is cool, motherfucker? Okay, cool. And then Sagittarius is the collective, and you're gonna have individuals trying to get at that, collective or whatnot. That's Sagittarius to Gemini. And Zeus rules Sagittarius, and Hermes rules, of course, Gemini. And, being ops, there's a little bit of tension, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of tension here and there. And so now we have the leader of Gemini in Sagittarius's hood, and we have the leader of Sagittarius in Gemini's hood. This could be a peace treaty. This could be war. We're looking at how each sign is treated while they're in their opposite hood. We're coming into an opposition. You can see this in your real life relative to arguments that just go out of nowhere, relative to hatred, just because people are picking sides. Can't we just all get along? We can, but drama is just way more lit. So keep that in mind, because the drama is going to be way more lit, and everything you see starting is still just barely starting. Okay, 2025 is going to be the greatest season, one of the best seasons we've ever had. All the plot points, remember Scorpio season, I told you, all of the plot points that are going to be huge 2025 are going to pop up in December at the end of this year. With America, we see immigration is a huge plot point. LGBTQ is a huge plot point. South Korea has just declared martial law. Like, these are going to be huge 2025 points that we're going to see moving forward. I'm just, naming off whatever I've seen. Drake suing UMG. Like, next year is gonna be amazing. Other than that, though, this moon in Capricorn is taking the vision, this ascension of your character, which we do every year, this firmware update to your third eye. And let's explain. Gemini in June is where we update our minds and we have a new idea. And then September in Virgo is where we integrate and we form new patterns. Well, Sagittarius is where we see the way forward. All right. And we apply that in Capricorn. Now, the moon in Capricorn is helping us understand the organization, the utilization of this new magic. If you see that the new moon in Sagittarius is a new magic ability, we have 4 of these in a cycle. The last one is going to be in Pisces, and that's going to be the world-ending eclipse. Look at me. I'm stealing this from Jordan the Stallion. 2020 was the beginning of the end. Let me break this down for you. We have 4 seasons. Aries, Taurus, Gemini is the first. Okay. Cancer, Leo, Virgo is the second. Then we have the best. Okay, Libra, Scorpio, Sag. Those are the ops. You think I want to admit they're the best? It is what it is. Then we have the final Capricorn, Aqua, Pisces. 2020, we had Saturn, we had Pluto, we had Jupiter, we had the sun, moon, we had Mars, all in Capricorn. We started the apocalypse cycle March 21st, 2020. That was the beginning of the end. If the end is Capricorn, Aqua, and Pisces, the beginning of the end is Capricorn. We have since 2020 segued. You know this bitch is ending. You know the world is ending as we know it. You know, The Rock and Oprah came together doing a stimulus package. You know, as long as we live, The Rock does not miss. Oprah does not miss. You put both of them together, that shit works. That shit did not work. Signs of the times, baby. Signs of the times. Celebrity culture and endorsements, they just not hitting. It's the end of the world as we know it, okay? And so now, compared to the beginning of the end, we're at the end. Saturn, Neptune, North Node, Sun, Moon, Mercury in Pisces in March. Everything you have ever believed is going to be flipped on its head as a whole new era of originality takes its place, and the renaissances with wars and revolutions that occurred. Talk about the calm before a storm. So this is the completion of our vision as we're getting ready to embark on a new adventure. And the third stage of magic, chaos magic, living magic, the breakthrough every year of initial ideas and behaviors that become philosophies and ways of life in Sagittarius, the new moon sparked a new vision. You are seeing how you have evolved. And so now it's time to understand, what direction do we take that vision? How do we practically and tangibly organize what we're seeing, what we are seeing beyond our mind's eye? Because Gemini and Virgo are the calculator. Gemini and Virgo, ruled by Mercury, the first two mutable signs, represent perspective relative to the physical, right? Relative to our thoughts and the physical. I saw that she had a big booty. I saw that the car was red. I saw that there were 5 blinds. It's more technical. Once we get to Sag and Pisces, this is universal. Okay, well, what does that mean? What does that mean that her booty is just this big and it's making me feel crazy? Does it mean that I'm just a creep and a pervert? Like, we start to get philosophical about this. And this is where everything we sparked since March of this year, you're coming into the completion of. All right. So the moon in Capricorn manifests this activation. We have moon in Sag, moon in Cap, moon in Aquarius. Those 3 moon cycles are activating this new moon. When the moon goes into Pisces at the end of the week, we'll start integrating, and those seeds we planted will break through the ground. So this stage of activation, first stage was the new moon. Third stage activation is moon in Aquarius on Pluto. And the second stage activation is right now. We're coming into a practical, organized utilization in understanding what vision we've activated and what about it we're making real, what direction we take this perspective. And you're going to be revealed this, the higher of degree the moon moves into Capricorn. This is real time. I don't want to hear about how real time it's in the constellation of Scorpio. Both are true. One is telling you the constellation the stars are in. The other, tropical, is telling you where in the imaginary space relative to the precession of the equinox that it's in the constellations, it's in the zodiac. So anyone trying to tell you that it's either or, they don't have 10,000 hours. They're bullshitting you. Both are true. You can use both to unlock, I use Vedic with tropical. But that being said, the moon in Capricorn relative to this imaginary space, the 360-degree ecliptic in the intersection of the Earth's equator, creating the seasons, Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn, this is going to take God-level chaos magic and is going to manifest it. The integrity of you maintaining this vision while Venus is in Capricorn is going to aid in polishing and beautifying just how much more smooth and less ratchet you can actually bring this very chaotic Listen, I have confirmed yet again, Leo is the source of all drama. Every drama you have, right? But Sagittarius be sparking fires too. Even though Aries is spark, Sagittarius takes it to another level. So everything that started to bubble up in August is only going to get wilder. This is the wild card season. All right. I don't know why I'm saying shout out to Taylor Swift. She won her first Super Bowl. That was a wild card. But that being said, I'm not trying to say it was staged or whatnot. She magic. Why this is important is the moon in Capricorn in manifesting the potency, the integrity, the realness of this vision is going to flesh this understanding through your physiological senses. Venus is going to polish it, and the trine that the moon will make to Uranus and Taurus will help you automate more this unconventional value. Great if you're investing in crypto. Ooh, crypto gonna be crazy. But like this is definitely going to provide grounded footing on taking abstract ideas and visions and now starting to understand, okay, these are the real steps we're finna take. The moon is going to be making a 300-degree angle with Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. And this Aquarius signature, why is it 300? Because 3 weeks ago, the moon was in Pisces while the sun was in Scorpio. That was that 0-degree conjunction. Since the moon has been in Pisces, now it's in Capricorn before it goes back into Pisces. It's 300 degrees from these Pisces placements. It is reinforcing with this practical understanding how the integrity of our beliefs and our imagination aligns with this vision. Of course, if your vision of what you see you want to do is aligned with how you imagine this vision, you're in good hands. And this is going to practically guide you step. Unless you're committed to being delusional as fuck, then good luck. Because you're going to be able to, and you may not like that, okay? The Mars in Leo is still having you stand on your pride. Just don't look stupid or goofy. But like the sextile to Pisces is putting you in a position to add more practicality to your quality of what you're imagining so that this vision you're manifesting can align with this reality warping mechanism that once Saturn finishes out of Pisces coming into 2025, you will apply towards a new era of spirituality. And like I said, the moon is going to be trining Uranus at the end of the transit before it hops on Hades and awakens more supernatural quality to your vision. So the reason why this is very incredible is you activated an ascension into godhood, into seeing into the next era, and being able to, over the next 20 years, starting from this year, see supernatural quality of how much you've evolved and how simple, mundane attributes you do have supernatural quality to it, okay? This is not only going to make this practical, this is going to step into a causality and consistency on how you can now take this new magical ability, vision, and consistently manifest this and innovate relative to your five senses, bearing out extra dimensionally towards clear senses, because every psychic sense is based on a physical sense. The ability for me to hear what's not here is based on my hearing. It's just a higher sense that's beyond our physical ability to process until now, because we're all evolving. This is a fucking word salad. But like, this is going to really anchor that before we get weird as fuck in Aquarius and we start to get more advanced. We need to slow things down a little bit with Capricorn. So take your time, build it step by step, and marvel at the incredible nature and quality of how powerful your vision really is. And be prepared to step through it. The moon that's going to square Chiron in Aries in the North Node is going to make sure your ego isn't more important than the destiny and mission you're supposed to fulfill, so that you can still maintain integrity versus devolve to a level that is beneath you. Anyway, I still got the 50% off sale for my readings. Okay, holler at your boy. Everything is half off. Okay, if you want to report, I could email it to you. If you want a consultation, we could talk one-on-one. If you want to talk to my team, me and my team, we legit. I got a Virgo and a Pisces, 2 midget, fire. Okay, shout out to Pharaoh, shout out to Marcy, Majestic Magi. So it is what it is. Holler at your boy, and I will see you in the next video. As you manifest the high nature of this magic, it's going to continue to change the way you look at yourself and the rest of the world. And be prepared to get technical and practical with it. You might have too much fun with these spells that you really just perform by being. And until next time.